Hi people, my name is Lynette, certified personal trainer. Also a health coach. And today I'm actually not going to be talking about fitness or losing weight or anything. Today the video that I'm actually decided to make is about menopause. How did menopause have impacted my life? And why do I believe this is so important? And why do I feel like any message that any woman can take out in a video regarding menopause is so important uh, to make? And I think it's almost an obligation for any woman that has gone through menopause to try to tell their own story, their own experience with menopause. Because at this point, to be very honest with you, menopause is an enigma. Nobody really knows when you are actually going to be in menopause. And the truth is that unfortunately, we are not prepared. Nobody prepared us to go through this transition. And it's a very difficult transition. Um, I hope that this video reaches women of all ages, and that the younger ones that are thinking that I shouldn't look at this video because I'm not in the age to be worried about menopause. I think that any woman in the age of at least 30 years old should be trying to learn about menopause. They should be able to try to learn about menopause before you get there, and try to auscultate and see all the symptoms that are involved in menopause, because it's not only about having what they all call, all these doctors around us. And I'm gonna make an exception. I'm gonna say this: I am a registered nurse, so I am been a registered nurse for 28 years. So I know about symptoms, I know about disease processes, I know about physiologic changes in the body. I know all about that. And even when I have all this knowledge, I wasn't prepared for menopause. And what happens is that nobody talks about menopause. The doctors don't want to talk about menopause. And it's because unfortunately they are not being prepared to deal with menopausal women. They're not prepared to know about the symptoms that a menopausal woman going through menopause, or perimenopause for that matter, which is the first phase that you actually go through before you actually reach menopause, right? I'm going to say something, and I'm going to be very honest with you. Like I said, I am also a registered nurse, been a nurse for 28 years, and I wasn't prepared to go through menopause. It was a very difficult part of my life. I felt that it actually destroyed me. It almost destroyed my life. And I'm sorry if I become a little bit emotional talking about this, but the truth is that it has been a journey. Just as I have talked about my journey in weight loss, this has been a very difficult journey, because I wasn't prepared to go through all these symptoms. I wasn't prepared to know that I was going to lose myself in this transition. I I wasn't prepared to know that what I was before is not going to be me anymore. When I knew that the doctor told me that you are in perimenopause, and I was about 40. I want to say I was almost diagnosed, about 47 years old. The first thing I thought was, oh my God, I'm old already. The first thought was that I'm not able to conceive anymore. That part of my reproductive life is gone. I cannot procreate anymore. I cannot have no more children. And I was in a phase in my life that I was having a second chance in love. I am, and at that point I was about 2 years and a half into a relationship with my partner, which is still currently my partner, and has been very supportive of me through all this process. And I am very grateful that at least I have a partner who I was able to deal with and has been able to deal with all this menopause. And you need to have support system. You need to, at least your partner needs to know about menopause, so he can be able to assist you. He can be able to be there for you. And instead of not understanding and trying to detach from you because you're acting crazy one day, and then the other one you're yourself again, and the other day you are anxious one day, and the other day you are tearful and crying and depressed, and all these up and downs, this roller coaster of emotions that you go through, that you cannot understand yourself, and there is no way that you can explain it to anybody else because you don't know yourself what it is. You cannot tell much of the time what is happening to you, what is happening in your body. You don't know if one day your estrogen is low and you wake up and you're all down, all depressed. You don't know what to do. You are not satisfied with what you have done in your life. And other days you just wake up and you're just in search of energy and you just go through your day like nothing. It is a it is a transition that is it's very difficult to tell. It's very difficult to, I want to say, kind of diagnose, because they only talk, when they talk about symptoms of menopause, the only thing that comes into the mind of any provider, and I don't blame any provider because they really haven't been trained. They haven't really been, they go through the whole medical school and they just go patches throughout, the whole system of the body, and they are only trained very briefly in everything, you see. So I'm not blaming any doctors or any providers or anything like that. But to be honest with you, there has to be more providers out there for women in menopause, that they really, really can understand and be able to help and be able to treat a woman in menopause. Because as far as medicine comes about, what they say menopause is you have night flashes, if you have sleepless nights, right? That you cannot sleep at night, all of a sudden you cannot sleep at night. If you have hot flushes, very common, night sweats, those are the most common symptoms of menopause. But they don't talk about you being with anxiety. They don't talk about you being mood changes, very, very sudden up and down mood changes. They don't talk about you being depressed. They don't talk about anxiety attacks that look more like a panic attack. They don't talk about palpitations at nighttime when you're sleeping and all of a sudden you wake up with very bad palpitations. That has happened to me a couple of times already. And I thought that it was something wrong with my heart. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know that I was at that point when the first time that it palpitations, I experienced those palpitations. I didn't know I was starting my transition I was in perimenopause. I wasn't still not really diagnosed with menopause. When I went to the emergency room, my partner took me with my children, my girls, to the emergency room, and they checked on my heart. They did everything, all the workup to check for heart problem, and they didn't find anything. And the doctor just decided to say, well, it was an anxiety attack. Well, how can it be an anxiety attack when I was sleeping in my bed? I wasn't having any triggers as far as I know. I went to bed normally. So, what I want to say about this, and I want to say a little bit, I want to talk to the men that have a partner that is about the age that you start menopause, or perimenopause. You see, the perimenopause can go from anywhere late 30s. You can start that transition and you don't even know with you know you don't know about the transition. You just see small changes in your period, shorter cycles, more or less flows and all that. I don't want to go into the physical changes. I am more about talking about the mental changes that you actually encounter in menopause, and nobody knows how to explain that. The only thing that I have read, that I've been searching for myself for years now, for 3 or 4 years since I was diagnosed, and the only thing that they can say is that the drop in estrogen actually causes uh, all these symptoms, these sudden symptoms that is like a roller coaster. You go up and down and you don't know how you're going to manage this. I am in home hormonal replacement. It has helped me a lot with the hot flashes, the night sweats, and the sleepless nights, because you have progesterone, and progesterone help you to sleep. You take it at nighttime. But the patches and the hormone replacement just cover as much as it can in your physical part of the menopause transition. The other mental part that you have to go through, there are so many receptors in the brain. They say they have estrogen has a lot of receptors in the brain, and that is actually what causes you to have these mood changes, this anxiety, all these symptoms that are mental, depression. Um, you cannot sleep, you get insomnia from time to time. So please, you males that have a partner in between the ages of 45, that is more like that you're really getting into that transition, 45 to 55 years old, please be supportive of your partners. If you see that your partners are changing all of a sudden and she's acting weird, like I was told I was acting weird, and you're not acting your normal self, please encourage your partner, your female partner, to go and have hormone changes, hormone checked. She might not even be aware that that's what's going on, and you are actually you know, the one capturing all these changes. That's how it happened to me. My partner was the one who saw there's something going on with you. I didn't caught it. He caught it. So be supportive, please. Support your partner. Well, this is all I have to say for now. I hope that this helps somebody. It will be until next